Kung Fu Rainbow Laser Force!
We're reclaiming the rainbow!
Kung Fu Rainbow Laser Force, the upper middle class superhero team that protects your innocence any way they can. They are Tallulah, Sebastian Caden, Zoe, Quota, and Dirk.
We don't tolerate different.
We're heterosexual overdance!
Yeah! Fighting evil in multicolored skin tight cut off suspended.
Pow!
I'm happy to wait.
I don't even need to masturbate!
I did it all on the face of justice!
Sex is bad.
And violence is good!
Gonna save the neighborhood from sex.
Kung Fu Rainbow Laser Force!
May I have your attention for a very important public service announcement? We are taking over the internet, and the United States champion of word wrestling entertainment has returned for another edition of Late Night Counter Apologetics. Fucking primo fucking sound production we got up in this bitch, gang. I am your host with the most, all the way from the East Coast. And as always, good people, I am in airplane mode. You already know what time it is. You need to grab something to drink, grab something to smoke, sit back and catch a vibe as we jump into the musical portion of the program. Gang, through him, with him, in the unity of the flying man. All glory and honor is yours who flied for our sins forever and ever. Oh, y'all know, y'all just waiting for the you may drink. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's get this on screen. Oh, yeah. We're going to tip it on back. Let's go.
Come on, Bishop.
Come on, Bishop.
Yeah. Listen, let it go, let it go. My name Bishop Bullwinkle. I got the first church, nothing but the truth.
First church and nothing but the truth.
Deacon George, Deacon Clay, open up the door and turn them loose. Come on. First, I want to thank God for the blood running warm in my veins. Yeah, I thank God for my life, health, and strength. I got a sound mind, I'm not insane.
Just hit the like button. Just smash that like button.
Too long. I ain't gonna take the service too far. My sermon this morning, hell to the no, no.
Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
Hell to the no.
Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
Listen, Sister Anna, Sister Ruth, make sure.
You gotta tell them, y'all, hell to the
everybody get a
no.
seat. Come on, y'all. Sister Lily may go back in the kitchen, cause when I get through, I need to eat.
Oh, yeah. That's that real church love.
Rice, chicken breast, oxtails on the side. That's what I'm talking about. Deacon Underwood, get my Bentley ready, cause when I get through, I need a ride.
He said, get my Bentley ready.
Dr. West, count the money, come back and tell us what you raised. We had to find another deacon. I got some people there looking for some blessing. First, God got to get the praise.
God got to get the praise,
See,
y'all.
there's an old saying, when the praises go up, you get the blessing coming down. I got some people in the church, God Almighty, look at them, they're messing around. Come on. Woo.
All right, Carrie Ann was first in the chat.
No. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no. Listen, I got people in the church smoking weed, drinking whiskey, they drinking a lot of gin. What you say? I got the preacher
Stephanie Helms, second.
Can I get an amen? Come on. Early Sunday morning, about 10:15. Yeah. I got some people, they coming off the street. God Almighty, look at them, destroy
Oh,
the
Big
end.
Thing Flying Wayne's number
At the
3.
altar, they confess to sin, their sin. Come on, wait. Time to see them Monday morning. They doing the same thing again. Hypocrite, hypocrite. Hell no. Come on.
To the no, no, no.
Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no. Listen. Talk. Got kids dropping out of school.
So good to see everybody here. Carrie Ann's here, Stephanie's here, Wayne's here, Cameron Bennett, Buff and the Stuff is here. Non-believers in the house. Wes is in the house.
See, all they ever talk about, brag about who got the biggest and the baddest guns. Trying to see the copper with the bubble top. They dropping the gun, they wanna run. Put them guns down. Now the sheriff got them locked up.
This is the best record ever.
It's a shame. I heard the mama, she was crying all night. She can't get no money for the bill. Come on. Now the man with the home run, cause they didn't put the money in the commissary. You in the jail, brother, man, you were sure headed for the cemetery. Come on, wait. See, there's an old saying that a hard head make a soft behind. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, since you didn't cry, don't do the time. Stop the baby crying. Come on.
Hell no. To the no, no, no.
Hell to the no.
Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
Listen, when people talk about you, all you gotta do is let them talk much as they please. That's what they gonna do, y'all.
What's up, Nara?
Is get down on your knees.
Like velvet.
Tell God about it, and I guarantee you, He will never leave you alone. Yeah. All you gotta do is tell the devil, hell no, won't you leave me alone? Devil, leave.
Hell no.
Come on, Wayne.
Sing it, y'all.
No.
Hell to the no. Hell no. To the no, no, no.
Come on.
Hell to the no, no. To the no, no. Woo.
To the no, no.
To the no, no. Oh, he got the bike. Oh, it's so good. Hell to the nah, y'all. We just gonna tell them straight up. Hell to the nah. Well, listen, gang, we are gonna try to keep it weeknight tight up in here. So we are gonna jump straight into the main event of the evening, and we got a treat for you. We're gonna do something we rarely do, and that is we are gonna be responding to Daily Disciple. And I couldn't get enough of this one. This is, y'all know me, man. The algorithm done figured me out, got me all types of tied up in knots. Y'all should see what my YouTube feed looks like behind the scenes. Whew. It is depressing. It is really partially to blame for my current state of mind. Like, it's so hard. Y'all know I just be clicking on fun stuff. Ooh, video game, that looks fun. Ooh, something funny. Ooh, that looks good. Because I'm just trying to reclaim some of my algorithmic life back from all the right-wing nonsense and mainstream news and apologetics and counter apologetics. Oh, gang, my YouTube feed is depressing. I'm gonna go ahead and just be honest with you. But look, my man Daily Disciple said he went to a progressive Christian university and he doesn't regret it. Oh, okay, I'm here for this. Oh, yeah, you went to a progressive Christian university. First off, that's like telling me you just had some great sex by putting your dick in an alligator's mouth. Like I don't think progressive university, it's jumbo shrimp, gang. It's an oxymoron. Nothing about Christianity is progressive. We just need to put that up there right up front. So the fact that this man buys into the idea that the Christian university he went to was progressive, but y'all already know. Look, you already understand what happened. I saw the thing, I saw the title. It was like, he got to be saying something stupid, and I clicked on it and I put it on the list, and that's how it ended up on today's show. I'm not going to even try to act like it was a really more complicated process than that. The algorithm got me. He put some clickbait in front of me, and I clicked on it. And now you're going to have to suffer through it with me because YouTube.
I went to a progressive Christian university, and honestly, I don't regret it. That might surprise you, especially if you've been watching the channel for a long time. You know that my theological leanings tend to be more conservative. So why, Isaac, would you say that the progressive Christian university was a good experience? Well, it might not be why you think, but let me just explain a little bit. To be honest, when I first went to the university, I wasn't totally sure where they stood theologically. I know it was a little bit more liberal. I didn't really comprehend how theologically progressive they were until I got into the bowels of the university. What I began to experience was a pretty much complete disregard for the authority of Scripture, the complete acceptance of every LGBTQ.
Whoa, all right. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all what we really here to do. I'm gonna get flagged tonight because of the profanity, but look, we are here to start some shit, okay? I am sick of everybody holding hands, singing Kumbaya, and acting like they get along. There is a deep rift in Christianity, and they have irreconcilable differences about what it means to be a Christian. And I am sick and tired of them acting like, oh, it's just all good. As long as you believe in Christ, you're part of the team. Oh, we're all family. Oh, this is just different, little bit of a disagreement here amongst brethren. And we're going to hold hands on that blessed, glorious morning when he comes again and calls us up to meet him. And would you say he's not going to actually call us up to meet us in the sky? It's okay. When we get to heaven and them streets are paved with gold on my way. What'd you say? You don't believe heaven has streets paved with gold? And I'm going to get a mansion. That's okay. When we are eternally with the presence of our maker. What, you don't believe it's actually eternal? Christians, y'all got to get it right. Figure it out. Okay? Because the truth is, y'all not good. Y'all not cool. Look, I heard what your man said about you when you wasn't around, and I'm here to tell you, that's not your man's. That's not your man's. He said your progressiveness is a complete disregard of the Bible. What? You gonna let him talk about your faith like that? Gang, this is the reality. We all sit up here and we got them Christians that be trying to tell us, oh, don't worry, I'm progressive, I'm open-minded, I'm pro-science, I'm pro-human rights, Jesus loves everybody, it's all good, it's all wonderful. Nah, fool, shut that down. Shut that down. Daily Disciple here is here to tell you how the real ones really feel about you. And they said you have a complete disregard for the Bible. I don't know how y'all used to Christian, okay? But let me tell you something, how I used to Christian, them's fighting words. You said I have a complete you gonna have to meet me outside. Yeah, you're gonna have to go grab your disciples because I'm gonna go grab my disciples to meet me at Mary Street. Okay, you don't even know. Mary Street is where we used to. That was a little soccer field, Catholic school. You can't really fight in school. You get in a lot of trouble for that. It's hard to, they be patrolling the grounds after school. So we used to have to dip. We used to go to Mary Street, those soccer fields for East Stroudsburg University, and that's where we threw them things, okay? And also I went to school with a bunch of punks. It wasn't really a lot of fights, but that's where it happened. And you tell me, what? Meet me at Mary Street, dog.
Plus lifestyle, the fact that evolution was
look
plus lifestyle, the complete acceptance of every LGBTQ plus
say it again.
Scripture, the complete acceptance of every LGBTQ.
Do you notice how these things go together for these fools? It's literally, they have a complete disregard for the Bible. All right, dog. All right, cool. So you about to jump into how they reject the saving power of Jesus's authority. You're about to tell us how they undermine the notions of God's grace and mercy. You're going to tell us about how there was a falling out over essential theological doctrine, right? Like, you expecting some real Christian shit. What you just said, they have a complete disregard for the Bible. Like, you about to be telling me they are doing something real fucked up right now. They all the way off on what does it mean to a Christian, and what is the first thing that comes out of this fool's mouth as to what it means to have a complete disregard for the Bible? They accept the L, the G, the B, the T, the Q, the I, the A, and all of their homies. That is the number one demonstration that y'all have a complete disregard for biblical teaching. So don't come around here trying to tell us how progressive you are, how open you minded, how down for the cause you are. Y'all need to work this out amongst yourselves, because that's crazy. And it again, it's smelling like bigotry is the base of that soup, the foundation of that stock.
Plus lifestyle, the fact that evolution was just true, and
again, boom, and then we straight to the creationist nonsense that full evolution is true. It is the foundation of all of modern biology. That is just the reality. You have told us two things. That's just what's so bad about these progressive Christians is they accept the consequences of human diversity, which is that people are different. And number two, they accept that the most well-supported theory in the history of science is in fact true. Oh boy.
didn't need to really be discussed at all. Most people, it seemed, were also pro-choice and believed that climate change was a very significant issue that needed to be addressed by us. Now, these concepts probably don't surprise you. They're hallmarks of progressivism or wokeism. And so this was the environment that I was thrust into.
Progressivism, wokeism.
My whole life. Now, maybe you're thinking, oh, Isaac, that must have been a real shock for you being homeschooled and sheltered and all that. And
Gang,
actually,
please understand who Daily Disciple is. Because I you know, I don't like to hurt people. Well, I do like to hurt people's feelings, but when people be coming at me trying to talk about this guy or that guy, have you seen this channel? Have you seen that channel? So and such is the, oh man, they're bringing this honest, refreshing, intellectual approach to Christianity. No, dog, no. We are talking about homeschool heroes. Please understand the intellectual level of Daily Disciple. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. Valedictorian in a class of one, okay?
One of the reasons I love homeschooling is because I was involved in and exposed to a lot of different worldviews early on in my life. Progressive worldviews. I understood what they believed. A big factor that was YouTube. A big factor that was watching people like, you know, Todd Friel with Wretched Radio, or Ray Comfort, Living Waters, or Jeff Durbin with Apologia Studios, Apologia Church. Folks like that were my inspiration, and they helped me learn, okay, this is what these other folks are believing. But this unique...
And again, here's just, again, more of the homeschool mentality. Like, I wanted to learn about the world, gang. I wanted to know all the different views of all the different peoples out there. And I just was struggling to figure out, what could I do to get out into the world and really learn about everything the world has to offer? So I headed down to the nearest Christian bookstore. Jeff Durbin, Ray Comfort. Dude, you just turned to a bunch of Christian apologists to tell you about some people who literally, like, you're talking about people you go to church with, bro. Like, you could have just gone to youth group and met all sorts of progressive Christians, and y'all could have really hammered this thing out. Instead, you turned to Ray Comfort. Christians don't understand that turning to Christian authors and Christian sources is not an education. It really isn't. And I know it sounds like I'm beating them up, but I'm beating them up for a reason, y'all. We got to start to point these things out and call these things out. And it's hard because you got to look up in a homeschool hero's face and be like, yo, bro, that is not how education works. But it's time that they understand that is not how education works.
Environment actually pushed me in a way that I wasn't expecting.
Oh yeah,
it pushed me to get
me.
serious about what I believed really, really quickly. Thankfully, the training of homeschooling really prepared me for that. But
y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. He said, thankfully, the training of homeschooling prepared me for that. Y'all know we laughing this fool out the room, bro. Bro, if this is your man's, yo, just please don't bring him to the cookout because yeah, he's gonna get roasted more than them ribs.
This next step of saying, okay, my Christian faith is constantly under attack. Pretty much everything that I've taken for granted up until this point is now seen as, you know, a fairy tale, as false, or as at least not authoritative. We'll get back to the video in a second, but first,
yo, Oz, I'm gonna hit you up, baby. We're gonna do a proper show. We'll co-stream it on both our channels, and we're gonna do some real shit, bro. This is just a little quick hitter. Just wanted to say hi, but yeah, man, thanks for the shout out, man. Love the channel, obviously, but yeah, we're gonna link up and do a proper episode together.
Share something with you. VPNs can be very useful, and I recommend the one that I use, Private Internet Access. They're sponsoring this video. A VPN.
Also, look, we're gonna mute this and we're gonna plug Oz's channel, man. Head over to Oz's channel, The Flavor with DJ Oz, man, because we gotta support each other doing different things. Like, it's so hard to branch out. I want to have fun on stream, do my own music stuff, play games, you know, share my research and stuff. But it's really hard because, you know, we all have different interests and stuff like that. But Oz is a banger DJ. Definitely head over there, give him a like, give him a sub. All the content's great. Y'all know the gang be over there too, so it's always a good time. And yeah, let's support each other branching out. All right, now let's just skip the rest of this capitalism. Sam, what's going on, dogs?
Now, to give you some insight into my university experience in general, they would have ecumenical prayer services at chapel, and I attended a few of the regular chapel services, but there was always a sense of like new age, you know, I don't know, it was just really weird. Another story was from my stats class one time. My stats professor, he'd always open up with some kind of practical stat that we could all do together. And he was talking on this particular day about overpopulation. And we were like, okay, interesting, overpopulation. Me, you know, my homeschooled self, I already know this is a myth. Like, there's no way overpopulation is a thing. These people have not been to, you know, outside of their big city, obviously.
Wow.
But that's fine, you know, okay. But he said, you know, if it was me, you know.
And he literally thinks overpopulation is determined by, like, that when people say that they're talking about density. This is just crazy to be this dismissive of what your stats professor's talking about, bro. Like, so weird.
I was your guys' age, I probably wouldn't have kids. Meanwhile, his son is in the back row, and he's like, yep, it's true. I already know this. I'm like, bro, your dad wouldn't have had you? Like, that's kind of messed up. And it just goes to show what kind of these lies do to people's brains, where they're like, yeah, I wish I didn't have my son because it's overpopulation. It's hurting the earth. Like, bro, what do you value the earth of your son? Like, what is going on? It's what happens when you untether yourself from the truth of Scripture. And
again, this from the people that are supposed to be the stewards of the earth. They're just, nah, man, I just gotta, my seed, bro, my seed. Like, my seed has to go forward. What are you talking about? Also, from the crowd that wants to force people to have babies, he's so off his game because somebody said, yeah, if I could, if I was really thinking consistent with my environmental principles, I might not have had a child. He's like, oh my God. How could you say that? How could you have children here who aren't wanted? What do you mean you wouldn't want your child? Do you know what it would be like to be forced to be a child to someone who doesn't want you? What? Oh my God, what kind of awful... No, That's your MO. That's your whole game plan, is to force people to have kids they don't want to have. And I don't know, why don't we just strike a balance, man? Like, if people was concerned that the world is overpopulated and they don't want to therefore continue to populate the earth, isn't that more earth for those of you that want to participate in your continued birther movement? Let me not encourage these fools to keep reproducing and homeschooling, reproducing and homeschooling, reproducing and homeschooling. Gang, there's serious doubts as to whether or not the United States of America can be saved, and we are looking at the reasons.
Overarching themes that I saw, and it broke my heart, is that progressive theology, it puts a burden on people. This is what people don't understand. They think progressive Christianity, it's this kind of light, freeing thing. It gets you out of the bondage of this kind of structured, constraining, conservative perspective of
Oh, tell us y'all recognize y'all are slaves without telling us you recognize. It gets you out of the bondage, the restraints, the constraints, the chains, you might say, the restrictions, you might say. Oh man,
literal reading of the Bible. Like, as long as you can be more whimsical with it, and it's just kind of all poetry, and some stuff we take in, and some stuff is just kind of culturally not relevant anymore, and we believe some things, but other things just like, hey, we're gonna take some and we're gonna leave some. It's such a more freeing approach to the Bible. That's what people think. But to be honest, after witnessing what was going on at the university, and honestly the last few years, it's not. It's burdensome. And the reason is salvation in woke culture or in progressive culture is to adhere to the tenets of progressivism or wokeism, to hold to the beliefs that, okay, climate change is real, that LGBTQAAI people are, taken advantage of. We need to stand up for them. And that's actually even better than heteronormativity.
All right. Pause the tape, gang. This is what we've been trying to drill down into lately. We cannot keep letting these type of people distract us with the ideological debates they'd like to have over their hocus pocus little details and narratives. We have got to get to that point where we're like, okay, Daily Disciple, I've seen his stuff. Let me tell you, that dude is a dangerous fascist. If you are going to associate with Daily Disciple, you're going to sit down and have a conversation with this man. Yeah, I don't want to hear about his theology, his ontology, the axiology of which inspirations he has for his none of that matters. This man is about erasing and literally the war against our LGBTQ family members. He is anti-science, anti-climate change. There's no intellectual merit or depth to a person like this. He is, and look, here's the reality of it. He was brainwashed to be this way while he was still soft in the head. Literally, the homeschool hero thing is fun, but you got to remember, like, that is some dangerous extremism, social isolation, like separation from your cohort. So these people they're not playing with the full deck, and I don't mean that in terms of their personally born, intellectually deficient or something like that, but they have been systematically robbed of their own education. And he just doesn't know, he's stuck on stupid. But the reality is he's now a grown-ass man. And he's a grown-ass man with, let's see here, 220,000 subscribers on YouTube. who, regularly interacts and throws himself in the midst of stuff with even larger content creators. Definitely a known entity in the broader apologist space. So we can't let the slick production values no, this man is a problem. He's a problem with a platform, a problem with a very large platform, who really wants to use the Bible to hand wave. Oh, I'm concerned about biblical authority. I'm concerned about scriptural authenticity, all of this nonsense. No, he wants to make sure to regress society. He wants to make sure our queer family members don't have rights, and I'm not here for it. He's here to oppose the progress of science, and I'm not here for it. He's here to deny fucking climate change. This is the anti-humane, apocalyptic fantasy that is Christianity. And this is the core of Christianity. And it's why me personally, like progressive Christians, like, look, we don't come over here. See, I think the problem is, hey, sometimes people don't know their audience. Progressive Christians like to come talk to us about how reasonable they are, failing to remember that all of the shit that they think makes them so impressive is just basic to us. Yeah, look, well, Jesus loves everybody. Aren't I such a special Christian because I think my Jesus would love to give everybody rights? No. Nah, we secular people. Most of us is Americans. We was brought up on that, everybody should have equal rights and equal protection under the law. We've been that way. When we say we should love everybody, we just try to love everybody except for the people that, aren't safe to love. We don't, there's nothing really more to it than that. Yeah, accepting evolution. Yeah, like I said, it's the most well-supported theory in the history of science. You don't really, it's just that's pretty basic. That's how we got here. There literally is no other viable explanation for the biodiversity we observe on this planet. None, not a single one. Also, shout out to Maya Atkinson. What's up, Doorknob? Good to see all y'all here. But seriously, not a single one. Climate change is the number one existential threat to the survival of our species that we know about. And gang, how many of y'all are with me with guessing that if this man started talking about the COVID-19 pandemic, we would literally disagree violently? These are not good people. They're not good people. And it's honestly time to stop the charade of letting Christians pretend to be the moral exemplars in the room. They are exactly the opposite. Let's just be clear here on out what his agenda is.
Also, that there's marginalized groups out there and we're the oppressors of them, even if you're not, personally
yes,
an
you
oppressor.
are.
As long as you're born a certain skin color, then all of a sudden this means that
See,
you have a certain status and
see,
you gotta
look, racist ass denial of what civil rights and what all these struggles are about. I mean, this guy is terrible.
believe every single piece of intersectionality. If all of a sudden you're not keeping up with this woke ideology, right? As all of a sudden you're
How many times are you gonna say
slip up a
woke
little bit,
ideology?
you are seen as evil, as behind, as backwards. There's no forgiveness in this worldview because it's all work. It's all about just trying to do more, trying to appease the powers that be, or the mob mentality of this is what you need to believe.
And yes, look, gang. Sometimes we need to just stop all the work and be like, yeah, fool. That's what time it is. That's what's going down. Yes, Christians, y'all are the oppressor class. Congratulations, y'all finally got a smidgen of self-awareness. Yes, that's how we really feel. That's how we really, really feel. Y'all are on the wrong side of every fucking issue. And we're sick of it. I am sick of other people being oppressed in their real life because of your fucking fairy tales. Completely sick of it. And yeah, there's really no tolerance for that anymore. None. Why should there be? Y'all can't come up with one shred or iota of positive evidence to support any of your claims. And it wouldn't matter if you could, because they'd still be evil. Y'all gonna have to fight for some of this shit. Whatever. Fucking YouTube fucking hates me as it is. But straight up, that's what time it is. We are letting you know. You keep fucking with these people. You keep standing in the way of progress. You keep ignoring and exacerbating the existential threats to humanity. We are going to treat you like the problem you are.
Very thing is their morality is changing all the time. So how do these people keep up? The truth is they can't, and that's why it is so burdensome. And I wanted to be like, hey friend, hey,
hates taking in new information.
It doesn't have to be this way. You don't have to just conform to whatever they tell you to believe, or whatever you think is the cool, trendy, woke thing to believe. Actually, we have a firm foundation, a firm morality in the Bible that we can trust, that we can hold to. That's not backwards at all, but no, it is just. And when we look at what biblical theology actually teaches, it is freeing. Jesus said that he is...
Okay, biblical theology is the dumbest shit ever. It's immoral. It's wrong. I'm just so sick of this game. God murders everyone and everything. God is the most immoral thing ever. The idea of heaven is immoral. The idea of hell is immoral. The idea of vicarious salvation is immoral. All of it is immoral. Y'all are fucked up. You're in a fucked up, weird cult. And no, the book doesn't solve any problems. Your adherence to the book does create and exacerbate problems. And again, I'm sick of it. Unlike you Christians, we accept the fact that we have one life to live, and we're tired of you ruining it.
Truth, and the truth will set you free. So we need to believe in Jesus, and the true Jesus, not the
true Jesus, the truth,
not the Jesus who simply went around affirming everyone, because that Jesus didn't exist. People like to paint Jesus that way, but to be honest, he never did that to anybody.
Wow.
Think about the woman that was caught in adultery. Everyone's going to stone her, and he said, hey, if any of you have sinned, you haven't sinned, cast the first stone. Everybody leaves, right? And so everyone's like, oh yeah, okay, Jesus, accepts and affirms everybody's lifestyle. But then he says, hey, go and sin no more. They can't condemn you, and neither do I condemn you, but go and sin no more. And so this is a call to repentance. This is a different kind of Jesus.
This is stupid. This is dumb Jesus. Please notice how Jesus doesn't make it clear that this whole practice should never be taking place to begin with. Please notice how Jesus doesn't call the man in there and then shame him in front of everybody and tell him to go forward and sin no more. Also, please notice how this is a fairy tale. It's a story that did not happen. And he literally wants us to ignore the real world to adhere to the barbaric, absolutely barbaric inclinations of his ancient myth. This is stupid. This is stupid. And to me, it's actually only even worth engaging in it if we are trying to stop it. If we are trying to do something about it. I hope that Christians who watch my content are a little uncomfortable. It shouldn't be easy for you to come to grips with the problematic influence you're having on society. But to the extent that I don't have them in the audience, I am trying to encourage anyone out there listening who can to help me stand up to religion. Yeah, we have our fun, we tell our jokes, we link up with the gang, we support each other. It's good to have like-minded friends. But I'm honestly about shutting this shit down.
Progressive Christians don't like to talk about. In these academic, woke, progressive environments, uncertainty is seen as a virtue. And even when it comes to Christianity, you talk to progressive Christians and you say, are you certain of this? Or do you're really sure about this? And they say, well, yeah, for the most part I am, but I guess I could be wrong. They see that as a humble stance, but ultimately what they're doing is they're valuing their own intellect, their own beliefs over what God has said, over what he has already revealed and declared. It says, God, I recognize that you've revealed yourself to me in a Bible that is consistent, that has been preserved over thousands of years, that has been verified by eyewitness claims of supernatural events. It's like, okay, I get that, God, but at the same time, it could be wrong. Yeah, it might be. It might be. And you know what? I'm probably the perfect person to make that evaluation. You see how it's not humble at all? It's actually kind of prideful. Okay, before I leave you, I want to tell you a little bit of a funny story, but it's not even.
All right, we'll let him finish this. I'm sure will be an awful story, but yeah, me and Steph should definitely link up. Me and Steph hang out so much. It's almost like, and we're always talking about different ideas and what's going on. And sometimes we just forget to just be like, yo, you want to stream together real quick? Oh yeah, all right, cool, let's do something. But yeah, Steph, we'll definitely get the people what they're looking for.
Funny. It's kind of more traumatic, if anything. You guys know how they have like dog petting or some sort of activity at the university during exams to, I don't even know what it is, like to calm the students. Maybe you've never seen this. Maybe this is just a Canadian thing. I don't think so. But they had like a dog petting circle. They brought all these puppies in. Everyone's petting these, these dogs, and it's so nice. Okay, exam season, you calm your anxiety. And they also were like, hey, we're gonna have booster juice for everybody. I don't think booster juice is just a Canadian thing, but they actually don't. It's a Canadian thing. Anyway, they juice a bunch of stuff and make drinks for you. Anyway, so they have all these booster juices that are waiting for people as soon as they get out of class.
Booster juices? What?
Okay, booster juice. It's time. I've never had one, so I'm walking out of the through the crowd, and it's just a mob. Everyone's trying to grab them, and I'm like, okay, this is great. Me and my friend we're trying to reach at him. And all of a sudden I'm looking there and the supply is dwindling and we're not as close to the booster juice as we should be. So now I'm getting a little bit antsy. I'm trying to maneuver my way through the crowd, pushing, shoving a little bit in good Christian love, of course. But then all of a sudden I'm reaching and I'm like, there's no booster juice. We didn't even get a booster juice. And I'm like, wow, my tuition, what was it for if I missed out on the booster juice? This is so sad. But overall, like I said, hey, I didn't regret my 1 year at Progressive Christian University. Would I recommend that you go? Hey, you got to make that determination for yourself. Honestly,
yeah, I mean, it's super Christian to just like cut in line for limited things and push your way ahead of everybody. I mean, it's just so reflective of Christian love.
Learned a lot more of what I don't believe than what I do believe, and it was the time I spent outside of class that I really honed into what I truly believe. It depends what you want to do. For what I'm doing now, it equipped me amazingly because I was ready to come against what the world is teaching and what the distortions to Christianity Or maybe if you want to get a little bit more rigorous theological education or just education in general, you don't want to have to be constantly fighting against things that are just stupid and dumb and a waste of time, then you probably want to go for something a little bit different. Okay guys, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, subscribe because I'm putting out new videos like this.
Gross. Please don't subscribe. All right, gang. Here's to you and yours. Let's knock this one on back and wrap this up. Fuck this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, there really isn't a whole lot else to say. But look, let's highlight in on what he's really trying to do with this video. First off, like I said, liberal, progressive Christians, if you think this is your man's, this is not your man's. I really do get annoyed with Christians trying to paint a happy picture like it's just all good. The truth is, again, when you come to us talking about your pro-science, your pro-human rights, your anti-racism, the blase and the flavonoids, we're like, great, thanks. But that is literally just the barrier to entry in our that is just basic regular stuff that we expect all day, every day from everyone, or you got to go. But the truth is, you're having a pretty hard time convincing the so-called, real Christians that what you're doing is even acceptable under the umbrella of Christianity. And that's the issue. Because at the end of the day, y'all have to settle this amongst yourselves. And the only way you can settle it is to argue back and forth over your book of fairy tales. So stop asking us to participate in that shit, because we're not going to do it. No, we're not. We're not. You could deconvert. We could leave all that magic hocus pocus nonsense alone. We would keep all those basics of progressive and liberal ideology. Wouldn't lose nothing. So it's ridiculous. And understand what they are saying about y'all. They are saying that it is not even biblical. This man went to a progressive Christian university and said his faith was under attack. Really? Really? Your Christian faith was under attack at a Christian university where y'all have ecumenical services and Bible studies and chapels and worship services and Bible groups and all of this stuff that you think your Christian faith was under attack? Literally probably had crosses on top of the buildings and the bells tolling and the choirs and all of this stuff. Fucking godly gospel statement of purpose on the website, and your faith was under attack. Y'all see what I'm saying? Like, literally, they have the dominion over the whole university. It's a Christian university, but that's how much they disagree with progressive Christianity. They see it as an attack on their faith. And then listen to his priorities, gang. Again, why do we let them sit here and talk to us about science and philosophy and the historicity of the Bible? That's not their agenda. His agenda is to stop the wokeness. Please tell me how he differs than what's his name? Just any of these like super conservative commentators. Right? Like he literally just sounds like a MAGA hat. They are MAGA hats. I'm sure he's a MAGA hat. Sounding like Matt Knowles, right? At CPAC. Literally sounds like Matt Knowles at CPAC, who sounds like the Nazis. Let's get rid of the woke ideology. Let's get rid of the LGBTQ. Let's stop pretending that evolution's real. Let's stop concerning ourselves with climate change. Let's not be concerned about overpopulation and whether or not we are overstraining the resources of the planet. That's what's important to him. Please notice how he dedicated absolutely 0 minutes and 0 seconds of this video to talking about interpretations of the Bible, interpretations of church doctrine, interpretation of church leadership, interpretation or disagreements about church policy. No. Stop the woke, deny evolution. I can't believe they have the audacity to act like climate change is real. The other thing that's interesting is the mole aspect of it. The way it shows you at the heart of Christianity is never really genuinely engaging with people of a different perspective. Rather than going there and becoming, receptive of different ideas, different values, different worldviews, literally, because again, it's very it's very one-sided in that way. If you were truly open-minded, we know the evidence supports an affirming and quite frankly a dire need to be proactive in protecting our queer family members. Like you are way on the wrong side of this. We have a pressing, urgent, everyday need to consider their needs, their rights, their lives, and to proactively support, love them, and protect them from people like you. If you're open to the scientific evidence of evolution, you become someone who accepts evolution because that's what the science says. That's what the evidence is. Same thing with climate change. So rather than go there and learn something, he went there and basically was like a mole. I'm going to learn what the opposing side is. I'm going to learn what the other perspective is so I can better defeat it, so I can use it against them. It's just like when some creationist or evangelical, gets a PhD in biology or goes to grad school for chemistry just so they can give the professor the answers they want and then go to work for Answers in Genesis and tell them about the indoctrination of the liberal university. It is the exact same MO and stance in weaponizing being let into that experience, weaponizing being given access to the university, weaponizing that education against your own institution. Again, this is not how education works. Look, y'all, I hope y'all come to the same conclusion I have, which is that Daily Disciple sucks. He's trash. And at the end of the day, you can shine that Nazi up all you want to, put him in a nice, lovely, sunlit apartment with a nice haircut and a really nice tone of voice, and talk about how he's just so passionate about returning the world to the true, authentic, scriptural authority of the Lord. And it's still a fucking Nazi. This is some pure hatred stacked upon pure hatred, stacked upon ignorance. And again, the time to be sympathetic about the origin story of his ignorance no longer matters. He is a grown ass man, a problem with a platform, and it is his responsibility to no longer literally be a threat to humanity. But as currently stands, he is a threat to humanity, and I suggest we treat him like one. All right, y'all. Like I said, we're gonna keep it week, night, tight up in here. All right. So I appreciate y'all wanting to do something that's, you know, easily digestible, something to get into. This definitely did grab my interest because it really brings to light the conflict, excuse me, between conservative and progressive Christians, and it has you realize the disdain that they really have for progressive Christianity. And the progressive Christians, look, I'm gonna keep it real. Let's put the Stephanie Helms disclaimer on it, and look, we're always happy that people like this are not a threat to our safety, that they're not advocating for policies and laws that would restrict our rights. We're happy that they accept evolution. We're happy that they're concerned about climate change. We're happy that they've managed to be on side, as they'd say, when it comes to being on the right side of history. The issue is, I don't know, how to address the differences with their fellow believers. And again, like, I don't think that's our fight, because it comes down to two camps arguing over the magic book. For me, it's time for everybody to leave the magic books alone and let's deal with the real. I think the good news is progressive Christians they're right there. You know, they're really, I would say that their humanity is getting the best of their faith. It's getting the better of their faith. Despite all of this indoctrination, despite all these barbaric traditions, despite all this, painful social and political positions that Christians often come to, they have some real humanity in them that is breaking through, that is trying to find a way to be reasonable. And to be honest, I actually applaud that. And I was a progressive Christian. So, I have my fun ragging on them because I've grown and I've learned, and I no longer think that me as a progressive Christian was truly me being progressive. But again, we're definitely happy that the liberal and progressive Christians are just flat out better people, to be honest with you, and that they're definitely welcome amongst us, right? We may disagree, but they're welcome amongst us, and we can work from there. Right? Since they're not a threat to our safety, since they're not crazy off the reservation, now we could sit down and maybe have a conversation about why we disagree about this or that idea. But within Christianity, the beef is certainly real. And I think it's interesting to see somebody really lay it out, and somebody with a sizable platform really say, like, no, this is the problem with progressive Christianity. And you can see how ideologically motivated it all is, how it's really about upholding those bigoted traditions, how it really is about being anti-science, how it really is about denying the existential threats to humanity. These people are not safe, and it is better to just leave this cult than to try to paper over it with progressive paint. But yeah, definitely just want to be clear about that. Progressive Christians, man, keep learning, keep it up, keep learning, keep growing, keep living in the truth, and I think you'll be headed down a much better path. But yeah, if you want advice for us or how to deal with the other Christians, we gonna tell you, man. That's all sitting on some that's all a bunch of nonsense. So we may not be the most helpful people there. But look, y'all, this was fun. Let's all be willing to be real about who a lot of these apologists are, man. They're fascists, they're bigots, they're modern day Nazis, no exaggeration. And let's be willing to call them out for being so. Love y'all so much, man. This was super fun. Please like the video, please subscribe to the channel, please share. Also check out all the other co-hosts and mods. There's links to their channels in the descriptions. We're a big community out here. This burden is lighter if we all carry it together. So let's keep showing each other some love and support. I appreciate y'all. This was so much fun. If y'all want to hang out, we're always in Gather. We'll be there for a little while tonight hanging out, and then we'll be back there tomorrow as always. Love y'all so much. Appreciate everybody. We'll see you next time.